is one of them is UG116E1 for RT1. What is the definition of the RT1? Okay, RT1, it means you are putting on the joint efficiency in a design formula using the number 1 for weld type number 1 and 0.9 for weld type number 2. Type number 2, the one with the backing strip, and I said to you, is not used anymore. I haven't seen actually in the last 10 years any pressure vessel to be designed with the weld type number 2. Okay, but normally we go with the weld type number 1. So if you are having the E equal 1, weld type number 1, it's RT1, and what's going to happen, these items going to happen. UW-11 A1 imply lethal services, all butt weld full RT regardless of a wall thickness, excluding category B and C nozzle or communicating chamber, but welds which neither exceed 10 inch nor 1 1/8 inch in wall thickness. So code pushing us and requiring us to make a full radiography when our service is lethal or toxic substance, regardless of a wall thickness. This might be ½ inch, and we have to perform the full radiography on all butt welds. You can see in here, full radiography to get the joint, and I'm absolutely we're going to get the joint efficiency 1 on a design formula. And what about the nozzles? We are having a butt weld in here as well. Well, it says if there's a less than 10 inch and wall thickness is not more than a 1 1/8 inch, then it doesn't require for category C and D joints. We're talking about the butt weld. This is not actually butt weld, right? So this is accepted now. We're not talking about the category D because this is not butt weld. We're talking about the butt weld. So this butt weld in here, okay, this butt weld in here, if less is, this is not a 10 inch, right? And also my wall thickness is not more than 1 1/8 inch. So this is exempt from radiography testing. But if you consider this pressure vessel as a lethal services, what I can say to you, this joint, this joint, this joint, this joint should go to the full radiography, and I also get the joint efficiency 1 in my design formula to calculate the wall thickness. There's another case that the code requires to go to the full radiography similarly. What's that? Says all butt welds which the nominal thickness is more than certain value, such as 1.25 inch for carbon steel, P number 1, we're going to say what is the P number 1, and C table UCS 57. Then we need to do the full radiography. So there's a combination of the material and wall thickness. If we go beyond that wall thickness, then we need to go to the full radiography. It's a governor. The wall thickness with the material it determines if we need to do the full radiography or not. Which table indicates that? Table UCS 57 that I'm going to put in the screen. But for this material, which is a SA516 grade 70, if my material is more than 1.25 inch, I need to go to the full radiography. But if it is less than 1.25 inch, I don't need to go to the full radiography. I can select and choose to do spot radiography. Okay, now I put in here UCS 57. Like for P number 1 is represent carbon steel. It's the subject of the ASME section 9. We're going to review that. The section 9 actually groups the material, like a material from the weldability, chemical composition, and mechanical properties is going to be grouped together. P number 1 materials are normally carbon steel, okay? So for a carbon steel material, P number 1, group number 1 and 2 and 3, also there's some grouping of them. So group them and then again subgroup them. P number 1, group number 1, group number 2, group number 3. All of it, if a thickness is less than 1 1/4 inch, doesn't require full radiography. But if it is more than 1 1/4 inch, it's going to require the full radiography. I want to direct your attention to the P number 5A. You can see 0. It means regardless of the wall thickness, for this kind of a material, you have to do the full radiography. So now, for two reasons, you do the full radiography. Either your fluid, your service is toxic, or your wall thickness is more than certain value, which is indicated on the table, UCS 57. And then obviously when you do the full radiography, you have to use the joint efficiency 1 and a design formula and get your wall thickness. But exception for both cases, either the wall thickness or service, it's the nozzle and communicating chambers. If there's a boots in here, no, that's normally done on the horizontal vessels. There's a boots in here. Those are communicating chambers or nozzle. If the diameter of the nozzle is less than 10 inch and wall thickness also less than 1 1/8 inch, then doesn't require to be included on the radiography testing. Let's